When most women think about self-care, they imagine expensive spa treatments, weekend getaways, or buying things that make her feel better for a moment. We have turned self-care into something we buy instead of something we do. We treat it as a reward for surviving stress instead of a way to stop that stress from building up in the first place. The Japanese approach to self-care. There is a different way to think about taking care of yourself. In Japan, self-care is not about big moments or special occasions. It is part of everyday life through small, careful actions. These practices do not need money or much time. They need your full attention and regular practice. The Japanese approach to self-care focuses on creating balance between body and mind through simple habits. These habits work because they address something basic about how humans live. They create routine, build awareness, and help her stay in the present moment. This video explores 7 Japanese self-care practices that actually work and why they work. These are things you can start doing today. Practice 1. Open the window. The morning reset. When she wakes up in the morning, what is the first thing she does? For many women, it is reaching for her phone. The first input into her day is notifications, messages, news, and other people's thoughts. This sets the tone for a day of reacting rather than choosing. In Japan, many women begin their day by opening the window. They fully open it to let fresh air flow through the room. They stand there for a moment, breathing in the outside air, noticing the temperature, listening to the sounds of the morning. This takes less than a minute, and it serves a clear purpose. Opening the window is a way of moving from sleep to waking life. It brings the outside world in and signals to your body that the day has begun. The fresh air replaces the stale air you have been breathing all night. The sounds and smells from outside pull you out of sleep and connect you to the larger world. What makes this practice powerful is how simple it is and how you can do it every day. It takes almost no time or effort, yet it creates a clear moment of choice. This small act of opening creates an opening in your mind. She becomes present and aware instead of staying in the fog of half-sleep that many women carry into their mornings. Practice 2. The matcha pause. Slowing down with purpose. The modern world asks her to live at a pace that feels wrong. She eats quickly, moves quickly, thinks quickly. She is always rushing toward the next thing. This constant speed creates a kind of tension in the background that she stops noticing even though her body never stops feeling it. Matcha, the powdered green tea used in Japanese tea ceremonies, offers a different approach. Making matcha is not quick. You must measure the powder, heat the water to the right temperature, and whisk it in a certain way until it becomes smooth and frothy. The process asks for your attention. You cannot rush it without ruining it. This is the whole idea. Making matcha is not just about making tea. It is about creating a pause in your day where she must slow down and pay attention to what she is doing. The ceremony itself becomes a self-care. The careful measuring, the whisking motion, the sound of the bamboo whisk against the bowl. These small actions pull her out of her head and into the moment. When she drinks the matcha, she is not just getting caffeine. She is finishing a practice that forced her to slow down, to be present, to do one thing at a time with full attention. This is rare in modern life, and she needs it. The tea ceremony teaches her that slowing down is not wasted time. Actually, the opposite is true. It is time she takes back from the constant rush. Practice 3. Listening to sense. Training presence with Ko. She lives most of her life cut off from her senses. She eats without tasting, walks without feeling her feet touch the ground, and breathes without noticing she is breathing. She is so busy thinking about the past and future that she misses the only moment that really exists. Listening to sense is a Japanese practice that sounds strange at first. How do you listen to a smell? The phrase captures something important. Though it is not about just noticing that something smells good, it is about giving your full attention to the experience of scent. In traditional Japanese culture, eikyo, or incense appreciation, is treated as an art form. Women gather to experience different scents with full attention the way others might listen to music. They do not talk while the incense burns. They simply sit and pay attention to what they are experiencing. This practice works because it trains awareness. When she gives full attention to one sense, she pulls herself out of mental noise and into direct experience. The scent becomes something to hold on to. Much like the breath in meditation, your mind will wander, and when it does, the scent brings her back. She does not need special incense to practice this. She can give full attention to the smell of coffee brewing, rain on concrete, or fresh air through an open window. The specific scent does not matter. What matters is the quality of attention she brings to it. This simple practice trains her to be present, and being present is the base of all self-care. Practice 4. Komorebi, the power of filtered sunlight. Most women spend their days inside under fake light-breathing recycled air. She has created spaces that protect her from nature. And in doing so, she has cut herself off from something she needs. Her body did not develop for rooms with no windows and constant electric light. She needs sun. Komorebi is a Japanese word that describes sunlight filtering through tree leaves. The word itself shows a culture that pays attention to these moments and sees them as valuable enough to name. Sitting in komorebi, or simply in sunlight, is a form of self-care that costs nothing and takes almost no time. Stand by a window in the morning. Sit outside for 10 minutes during lunch. Notice the warmth on your skin and the quality of the light. Sunlight controls your body's internal clock. It signals when to be alert and when to prepare for rest. It affects your mood in ways we are still learning to understand. She does not need to understand the science to benefit from it. She just needs to step into the light. The practice of komorebi is really about making contact with the natural world, even in small ways. It is a reminder that she is not just a brain in a box. She is a living thing that needs certain inputs from the environment to work well. Sunlight is one of those inputs, and modern life makes it easy for her to go days without enough of it. Practice 5. Sayuri and Saiton, decluttering your space and mind. She gathers things without noticing. Objects pile up in drawers, on shelves, in corners. Each item is something she once thought she needed, and now it just takes up space. This physical mess creates mental mess. The more stuff she owns, the more of her attention it quietly takes. Sayuri is the Japanese practice of letting go, and Seiton is about organizing what remains. Together, they form an approach to living with less. This is not about extreme minimalism or throwing everything away. It is about being honest about what she actually uses and needs, and releasing what no longer helps her. When she looks at an object and asks herself if she really needs it, she is practicing a kind of self-awareness. She is looking at the gap between what she thinks she needs and what she actually uses. Most of the time, this gap is large. She holds on to things for emotional reasons, or because she might need them someday, or because getting rid of them feels like waste. Keeping things she does not use is also waste, though. It wastes space, attention, and energy. Every object in your space is something your eyes see and your mind processes, even if you are not aware of it. Having fewer things means less of this background weight. The practice of Sayuri and Satan is ongoing. It is not something she does once and finishes. It is a regular check of what she has and whether it belongs in her life. This practice creates physical space, and more importantly, it creates mental space. She learns to tell the difference between what matters and what does not. Practice 6. The water moment. Mindful hand washing. Water touches your skin dozens of times every day. Yet, how often does she actually notice it? Washing her hands can be something she does while thinking about something else, or it can be a moment of full presence. In Japan, there is attention paid to how water is used and experienced. The practice of hand washing, or the more detailed ceremony of a hand bath, is treated as something worth full attention. She notices the temperature of the water. She notices the feeling of soap between her fingers. She notices her hands becoming clean. This turns an everyday activity into a practice of awareness. The goal is not cleaner hands. The goal is training herself to be fully present during ordinary moments. Most of her life is made up of ordinary moments. If she is not present for them, she is not present for most of her life. Practice 7. Morning cleaning. the calming power of physical work. At the end of the day, she often feels tired in a specific way. It is mental tiredness from making decisions, solving problems, and processing information. Physical tiredness from real work is actually satisfying. Mental tiredness without physical tiredness leaves her drained and restless at the same time. Cleaning in the morning might seem like a strange form of self-care, yet it addresses this problem. It gives her body something simple to do while her mind rests. Sweeping a floor or wiping down surfaces asks for just enough attention to keep her present without creating stress. In Japanese culture, cleaning is not seen as a chore to rush through or avoid. It is a practice. Students clean their own schools. Monks clean their temples. This is not about saving money on cleaners. It is about growing a certain kind of attention and respect for your space. When she cleans her space in the morning, she is preparing it for the day. She is also preparing herself. The simple, repeated motions are calming. This is calming in a way that thinking never is. Cleaning also creates a direct link between action and result. She sees right away what her effort produces. In office work, she can spend hours without seeing clear results. Cleaning gives something different. The floor is swept or it is not. The surface is clean or it is not. This clarity feels good. Why these simple, body-focused practices work. These 7 practices share something in common. They are all simple. They all ask for her to be present, and they all work with the body instead of just the mind. Modern self-care often focuses on mental ways of managing stress. Think positive thoughts. Practice gratitude. Change your view. These mental approaches have value, yet they miss something basic. She is not just a mind. She is a body that needs movement, sunlight, rest, and to use her senses. She is a living thing that works best with routine, rhythm, and connection to the physical world. Thank you for watching.